It's time for Ricks versus Gricks, where we can give you all the picks for NFL Week 3. It's Reid's picks versus Griffin's picks. Griffin is just with us. He's not with us, but he's just with us. You'll hear his voice, and we're going to make you some money. We're going to give you some good picks here going into Week 3 of the NFL. I think we're getting our footing down. We're figuring it out. We're figuring out what's happening in this league now. It's a weird, any given Sunday type of feel, but damn it, you're getting 6-0 somewhere this week. I don't know which one of us, but I'm going to throw it out there. 6-0 is coming. Let's get.
Hey, what was the record last week? I mean, were you going to mention that at any point, or
I might.
Does anybody care?
No.
Nobody needs to know. I mean, Luis might have been 4-2. He might have been 4-2, and the rest.
Only person who picked the Saints last week. Hello, thank you.
The rest of us were 2-4. Maybe. But that's the start. That's the start. One of us is 6-0 this week. I'm throwing it out there right now. Let's see how it goes. Or we could all be 0-6. Who knows? We'll figure it out together.
Time, space, referee decision-making. These are all just some of the mysterious, uncontrollable strands of life that make up the massive universe that we call home, and the comfort food for the soul that we call sports. As most people journey through it with no idea where to go or what to do, a select few will help you navigate the terror, frustration, and endless possibilities of making a 50-50 choice. This is Ricks versus Gricks.
That's right. This is Ricks versus Gricks, the only place that you can get your NFL Week 3 picks like just gloriously, legitimately, and just feeling mysterious throughout the universe. Man, we got some good games this week. It was a wild week last week in the sport, but we're coming back. Like I said, Luis Martinez, he went 4-2. He's leading the pack so far after 1 week. Me, Zoo, Scott, 2-4 all together. And the curse just so happened to live of where all 4 of us picked the same team. Fuck it. What are the odds? We'll break it with 2 games. We did it with 2 games. We all went 0-2 with those. So if that happens, you know who to bet for. But we're going to start, and we'll see if it happens here with the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 1-1 now. They are at the New Orleans Saints, who are 2-0. The Saints are 2.5-point favorites at home going into this game. Scott, who do you have here?
Yeah, you could see this being like a coming back to earth game for the Saints after they've completely just demolished the last 2 opponents in the Panthers and the Cowboys. The Eagles are coming off of yet another late game collapse. They might be without A.J. Brown due to being a short week. But with all things considered, like Luis had said, Alvin Kamara is playing out of his mind. Derek Carr, I don't know what's happening with him. He looks like a completely different quarterback. Give me the Saints at home against the Eagles.
He's got the Saints. All right. Luis, who do you want?
Oh, man, we're not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Give me the Saints.
Zuhair, how about you?
I think it's still early enough to be able to pick on those Eagles D-backs, so I'm going to go with the Saints too.
Well, let's test out this curse and see what happens here. I am also rolling with the New Orleans Saints. That's 4-4 on the Saints. Philly, Philly has the talent, right? And they just made some shitty decisions there, coaching-wise. But those coaching decisions aren't going away as long as Big Dom is roaming those sidelines. So the Saints overall, checking out Pro Football Focus and looking at the different charts on offense and defensive tiers, and the Saints are just ahead of everybody on these. Every drive they've had, every offensive drive they've had, score. Derek Carr, out of his mind right now so far. Rashid Shaheed, what is he?
Nasty dog.
I can't bet against the Saints right now. And look, we're tempting all the fates here because every time I would pick the Saints last year, they'd lose. So not only am I picking the Saints, it's 4-4 on the Saints this time. 2-0 here at home. I just like it too much. It feels too good and Philly's just going the wrong way. I think everything is it's going to be a spiral. So give me the Saints here to beat the Eagles.
Give us the Saints.
Yes, please give us the Saints. Fates. The Baltimore Ravens, a shocking 0-2. They are at the Dallas Cowboys, who are 1-1. Baltimore is a 1-point favorite on the road here. Dallas just snapped their home winning streak last week, getting their ass beat by the Saints. Jerry Jones looking defeated, taking pictures with Mike Tyson and Tom Brady. What can you do? Scott, who are you going to take in this one?
Yeah, I think the Ravens are going to look back at that Cowboys-Saints game from last week, since they gave them pretty much the blueprint on how to attack the Dallas Cowboys, who, mind you, have the worst graded run defense in the league per Pro Football Focus. This is a very scary team on the ground, with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. He can get outside that pocket and invade some defenders and scamper for some good chunk plays. And I'm going to lean into my hot take at the beginning of the season with the implosion of the Dallas Cowboys. Give me the Ravens on the road.
Luis.
I think that Derrick Henry ends the season on a different team, and for that to happen, the Dallas Cowboys have to make them go 0-3, so I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Wow. Whoa, that's the first I've heard that of Derrick Henry winding up on a different team. Where could you see him possibly heading?
This season?
I mean, I don't know. It just came to me right now. It's like I think that I think if they go 0-3, you at least got to think about it, right? It might be a shit. Their offensive line isn't doing it. I have Henry on one of my bigger leagues, so I'm thinking purely at it as like a fantasy production. Like if they go 0-3 for some reason, then that means they're going to be behind. They're going to not need the snowplow as much. So it could happen.
All right. Zoo, who do you want here? Ravens, Cowboys.
I hate both of these teams and wish that both of them could lose somehow, but sadly that is not possible. Both of them have overhyped quarterbacks. Both of them have weapons that they can't utilize, and both of them have defenses that you can laugh at. But I think the Ravens are going to take the Cowboys by 13.
Ooh, you heard the 13 too.
Wow.
Not only is it the fanfare, that's your Zuhair pick of the week. What a day. I like that. Okay. Hey, it's an interesting game. It should be a fun game. You got two struggling teams that should be performing much better than what they are. But I'm going to go with the talent here and just a team that I believe in a lot more to figure things out, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. I don't like the CeeDee Lamb ankle injury that's all of a sudden popped up. He's like one of the only consistent performing stars on Dallas right now. He was still putting up huge chunk plays last week, and in the first week was a stud. I don't know what's going on defense with Dallas. I don't know what was happening there. The loss of Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. seems to really be hitting them and pulling Mike Zimmer out of his coffin to run this defense here in Dallas. It was a cute idea by Jerry Jones, but not working out to me. And Dak Prescott underperformed big last week. And also, it doesn't help that Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle are your lead running backs here in Dallas.
They should have had a Ezekiel Elliott coach since he was their center, like just Saturday.
He should be playing O-line the way everything was going last week. I mean, it's just do whatever you can. Put him at fucking linebacker if you need to. I'm taking the Ravens here. They're underperforming like crazy, but I believe in John Harbaugh to figure it out. Whatever the issues here, they're at least playing close. They haven't gotten their ass completely beaten like Dallas did against New Orleans. I trust them a lot more. Give me Baltimore to start getting something going on the road. And, look, I know Luis was 4-2. He's the only one picking the Cowboys here. We were all 2-4, but he was 4-2. And between the three of us, we had 6 correct picks last week. So, take our 6 correct picks over his 4. It doesn't matter that we might have had 12 losses too. But fuck that. Forget that. Next game up, we have the Detroit Lions, who are 1-1. They are at the Arizona Cardinals, who are also 1-1. Detroit is a 1-point favorite here on the road. This is looking to be a close game, big close matchup. Scott, who do you like here?
Yeah, this game's gonna be closer than what a lot of people think. I believe the over-under right now is set to like 51.5. I could see it being closer to 60. So you might want to hit the over on this game. This gives me a lot of vibes of last week's game with the Lions and the Buccaneers. Kyler Murray's going to keep him close. You know, Marvin Harrison Jr. had a stellar game last week with 4 receptions for 100+ yards, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter alone. But when you have an atrocious defense like the Arizona Cardinals and the Lions have weapons like Amon-Ra and Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, like it's way too overpowering. Oh, and mind you, they have Aiden Hutchinson, who is the league leader right now in 5.5 sacks. So give me the Lions on the road for a correction game.
Luis?
I'm rolling with Kyler at the Cardinals and Marvin Harrison as the revelation. So let's take Cowboys.
I like it. Marvin Harrison. Yeah, they, like we talked about last week, Kyler shit-talking everything and, you know, making these choices about that's not his job to do the scheme. They were damn sure going to correct that scheme to get Marvin Harrison more touches. They got the shit going. Luis, Zoo, who do you want here?
I am taking the upside as well. As much as I love Aiden Hutchinson, I think Kyler has some evasiveness, and as long as he can stay out of his grasp, he could make big plays happen. Yeah, I'm taking Cardinals this week.
All right. I am going to... I agree with Scott that I think this game is going to be a lot closer than most people think. It's going to be a damn good game. 2 really, really strong offenses here going against 2, I'll say middling defenses at the very least. But for this one, I'm going to roll with the home team here. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. I like this early rapport between Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is very evasive. Just like Zeus said, he will be able to escape the grasp of Aiden Hutchinson coming through there. I don't like the Lions on the road traditionally. I didn't like them on their road games last year. I think a little, things get a little off. Jared Goff himself has been a little off. And the Cardinals are just, they're feeling a little higher. Lions have been playing way too close lately. They've been getting a little sloppy. I can't trust them too much in this game. I like the momentum that the Cardinals are having right here, and for Kyler Murray to continue to have a rebound season. So give me the Cardinals in this one. Next up, we have the Houston Texans, who are 2-0, at the Minnesota Vikings, who are also 2-0. Wild stuff. Houston's a 2.5-point favorite on the road. Scott, who do you want in this one?
It almost seems like a revenge game because I think each team has like 3 or 4 players from the other team's roster from last season, so that should be interesting. The Texans' backfield's kind of banged up. Looks like Joe Mixon might not be playing. Sam Darnold, the Lego man himself, has been thriving under Kevin O'Connell's system. So you know what? Give me the Vikings at home to open the season up 3-0.
All right, Luis, who do you want here?
Sam Darnold and the Vikes, 3-0.
Enough said, as Sam Lee would say. Zoo, how about you?
While both these teams have dynamic offenses, I feel like it's the Texans' defense that's going to help them out this week. So I'm taking Texans.
All right. I am going to roll here with the home team and this surprising momentum here in Minnesota. Give me the Vikings. I like this Sam Darnold resurgence. This is the Sam Darnold I had been predicting years back when I was comparing him to Tony Romo and how he was playing at USC. I like
when there was rumors of us trading for him.
Yes, I'm liking what's happening with Darnold here. Fuck it, chuck it to Justin Jefferson. Why not? He's learning. Aaron Jones is also being a very, very good contributor here. That was a sneaky good pickup for Minnesota. Defense is playing out of their mind too for Brian Flores. He's got a really good scheme. I like the additions that they made. It is a little bit of a somewhat revenge game here. Jonathan Greenard, a very underrated linebacker there in Minnesota, coming from Houston last year. Look for him to have a big game against this Houston offense that's teetering a little bit. I don't know what happened there against Chicago. It looked like they couldn't get as much as, like, there's potential, there's opportunities, but I think that slump is happening that I was predicting there in the preseason predictions. things are slowing down. They're going to work it out at some point, but getting the chemistry down between Diggs, Dell, and Nico, it's going to take a little bit. I don't see it happening in this game. Give me the Vikings. Next, the Denver Broncos. They are 0-2. They are at Scott's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 2-0. Tampa Bay is a 6.5-point favorite in this game, but Denver's been interesting. They've been a little interesting, and Tampa's very surprising. So I'm not only going to ask you, who do you want here, Scott? We have an idea, probably. But also, are the Bucs for real? Are they a pretender or a contender?
No, I feel like in the NFC South, they're most definitely a contender, and they're doing, what we talk about on College Game Day. They're doing what they're supposed to do. If they got the Broncos coming into town. Broncos are 0-2. Bo Nix is one of those starting rookie quarterbacks who has not thrown for a touchdown this season just yet. Tampa's defense also has not given up a passing touchdown, even with Jared Goff going against them last week. Actually got 2 interceptions off of them last week, which is great. I have a lot more faith in this Buccaneers team this year than I did last year, because I think last year, what did I give them, like 2 or 3 wins? And I was pleasantly surprised. Mm-hmm. So give me the Buccaneers because I said so. And that's the only justification I need.
Luis, do you dare to go against Scott saying so?
Give me the Bucs because Scott said so. Let's drink my tiny Diet Coke.
Zoo, are you going to listen to Scott as well?
I don't even know why the Broncos are getting on the plane. Go Bucs because Scott said so.
And you know what? We're going to say fuck the curse because Scott said so. Give me the Bucs. I like the Bucs in this. They're legit. I think that they're legit here. I think they're an actual contender on this. Their defenses look fantastic. Is Winfield even back yet, Scott? Is Antoine Winfield Jr. back yet?
Not in any report that I've read.
So add him later in with this already overperforming team based on expectations, but giving Baker another year in Tampa and just feeding on this chip on his shoulder that he's had from Cleveland and Carolina, and that slightly decent half a season stint that he had over in LA. I just like this comeback here. Chris Godwin's performing really well, especially in the slot, and this offense, the defense are all performing at a nice high level. Yeah, give me Tampa, and give me Tampa for a good little run here. Closing out the week, Sunday Night Football. Well, closing out our week of Ricks versus Gricks. We've got 2 games on Monday night, and I don't know why. Why are we doing not a doubleheader, but 2 games on at the same time on Monday Night Football? What the hell? And the Mannings aren't even doing it, I don't think. I don't even think the Mannings are going to do the Manning cast for it, because, they don't even give a shit.
They should have split them up.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yes. I'll tell you what. I watched the Manning cast for this last Monday night game, that Eagles-Falcons game. Watched it, thoroughly enjoyed Bill Belichick being on with them. Miles Teller, kind of a douche. I don't know, he seemed like a douche, but he was also rooting for the Eagles, so checks out. And Matt Ryan was kind of weird, but he was fun on there. But I will say this.
Matt Ryan on the last 2 drives was great.
Yes, he was. I will say this. One, Peyton and Eli are incredibly fun to watch mid-play. I'm not even focused on the play that's happening. I'm just watching them both. No DNA test is needed. They're both just staring at the screen with a half-open mouth like this, watching the play unfold and judging everything that's happening at the same time. And also, Eli's little brother energy, unmatched. It's the perfect counter to Peyton's completely, I'm going to lose my shit because this too high safety thing is fucking with me. I don't like this. This is bad play. And just how much Bill Belichick seems to hate Eli. Because every time Eli wanted to do a little quip or a little bit, Bill just runs over it, talking directly to Peyton about what has happened in the previous play.
Eli's intro to Instagram was so savage too, if nobody's seen that yet.
I think he's my favorite Manning. I think he's my
such
favorite
a troll.
Manning now. He's wonderful. He's just a joy. We're going to talk about one of these teams that was on Monday Night Football last week. It wasn't the Chiefs, who are 2-0, the Kansas City Chiefs 2-0. They are at that Monday night winning team, the Atlanta Falcons, who are 1-1 now. Kansas City's a 3.5-point favorite on the road. Scott, who do you want in this game?
Yeah, and you have to remember that the Atlanta Falcons are led by primetime Kirk Cousins himself. Cousins has played extremely well against Andy Reid-led teams. I believe his touchdown-interception ratio that I looked up, it was 7-0. But he has never beat an Andy Reid-led team. He is 0-3 against them. And I don't see lightning striking twice for Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons on Monday night. So give me the Chiefs on the road.
Does anybody else think that primetime Kirk has a aura? Like he has legit aura now that he's got the beard. I think the beard is helping. He doesn't need the chain or anything. He doesn't need you like that. It's just got
It counters the lights.
Right. I don't think it's not 1 o'clock Kirk anymore. It's primetime Kirk with the beard. Roll with them. Luis, who do you want here?
I gotta stick with the Chiefs.
Because Scott said so. That's why. That's it. That's all you need.
That's the benefits of going after Scott this week is it's a pivot off that. But what can we I know you guys are doing a show tomorrow, but I gotta go walk these dogs. But what can we expect from the littlest Manning this weekend, Scott? You think it's gonna be good?
Oh, yeah, because he will be. So, for those listening who don't know what he's referring to, he's referring to Arch Manning, the now starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns. He'll be starting this weekend against University of Louisiana Monroe. It's kind of a smaller school, but he played very, very well, taking over for Quinn Ewers last week. I am excited to see what they have going on down there in Arlington.
Maybe the Panthers can draft him next week.
Hey, he's got a lot more wiggle to him than Eli and Peyton ever had. I mean, if you saw that 65-yard scamper he had, he puts the Jets on out of nowhere.
Didn't Peyton and Eli combine for like -36 or something?
I think he has more. I think he has all the athleticism of the Manning family thrown right into his legs.
Listen, he's gonna fulfill his father's prophecy, and he's the son of the brother that didn't make it. So I think he's got a little extra juice in him.
I like it. Zoo, who do you want in this game? Chiefs or Falcons?
I really want to take the upset. And then I remember the video that my buddy Nathan Hobbs sent me of that Chiefs D-line and how it just bulldozes through the O-line and gets to the quarterback. Kirk isn't much of a runner, so I think the defense is what's going to keep them in. I'm going Chiefs.
All right. You can't fault anybody at any time for ever taking the Chiefs in here, and I really wanted to take the Chiefs. I had full intentions of taking the Chiefs and just testing this curse 3 times this week of all of us picking the same game, because it can't happen in 3 games. But God damn it, we're not even going to give them the chance. We're not going to give them the chance to test the curse, because I'm taking Aura Kirk in prime time and the Atlanta Falcons.
So speaking of prime time, do you guys like having a team be on prime time 2 weeks in a row? Happened with the Eagles, happening now with the Falcons.
I think it depends on who the team is. If it's the Chiefs, then no, they can get every 1 o'clock game forever. I don't want to see them on primetime.
I do like when primetime gets a little diversified. Like, it was very interesting to me. Like, Texans Bears was kind of refreshing to me.
Yeah, it was
Sunday
different.
Night Football. And Commanders Bengals is going to be on this Monday night.
The LSU quarterbacks.
Falcons getting 2 primetime weeks in a row is interesting to me. That was interesting by the NFL schedule makers.
Yeah.
They saw something. They saw primetime Kirk coming.
All right, guys, I gotta go walk these dogs and get out of here. Just love you guys as always. Braylon Allen just busted out a 10-yard run, by the way. So JETS, Jets, let's fucking do it.
Luis Ferrato.
I'll talk to you guys next week.
Later, Luis.